Real estate is the purest form of entrepreneurship. My good friend Brian Buffini said that. And the honest truth is that it absolutely is. But when you take a step back at your real estate business and you're looking at your entrepreneurial journey, are you just self-employed or are you an actual business owner? The truth is, most people are just self-employed, acting as an entrepreneur, and they really need to focus on owning their business and moving forward because that'll allow them to have an exit strategy. We talk about all that and more next. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane here, the Real Estate Agent Playbook. This one's super important because we all kind of talk about being self-employed or small business owners or whatever. Today, we're going to make that delineation because if you're not a small business owner and you're not treating your real estate career like your own small business, that is a problem, and we're going to talk about that next. But as always, like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, share this with your favorite real estate agent looking to grow that community and always providing the best value and helping you win every single day at the game of real estate. I am offering a business audit for real estate agents. There's a link below. Book a 30-minute call with me. It's in the game plan call, but we're talking about self-audits here and really diving in and me helping you get my hands dirty and saying, okay, how can we make tweaks and adjustments to make you a winner every single day and reach your goals? When I think about self-employment versus business ownership, first thing I do is go to the wealth quadrant. This is obviously something that is near and dear to my heart. There's 4 things that you need to become wealthy. And the cool part is some brokerages like mine offer all 4 of these pieces just in a single brokerage, where most real estate agents, their brokerage offers one of them and they have to go to outside sources to build them all up in the event they do want to, build out the wealth quadrant and become truly wealthy. So when we talk about the wealth quadrant, we need income. That's important. We also need equity ownership. We need the ability to duplicate, and we need passive or residual income. So we're going to talk about equity ownership. And I've talked about this before. At eXp Realty, I still hang my license. I have a managing broker because that's the state law. However, I do have ownership in that company, the fastest growing real estate company in the world at this time. And so that's pretty cool. And that allows me to have some ownership and have a little bit more skin in the game. And why does this matter, right? You see the stock prices, you're like, oh, who cares? Whatever. The stock may go up, down, sideways, whatever. But at the end of the day, if I'm an owner in that company and I own stock in the company, that's pretty powerful, because the day that I hang up my real estate producer shoes and I walk into the managing broker's office, which will be in a virtual world at eXp, so it won't take me that long. But the broker shakes my hand, says, congratulations, thank you so much for all you've done. You've built both the company's wealth as well as your wealth because you have ownership in the company. When you walk into a traditional broker's office and you say, hey, I'm gonna hang it up, I'm done producing, your income goes to 0. And that's especially important because you don't have the ownership and you don't have that. And so if you're out there as a real estate agent trying to convince people that they need to own a home versus rent a home, the truth is you are renting your business, which I talk about often. And I have a whole video on that I can tag right here that you can take a look at. So we'll set that aside. We understand that home ownership is much better than renting. So why do we not incorporate this into our real estate business is my question to you. The next thing is branding, right? If you're going to be a business owner, you want to take control of that brand and understand that this is your brand because you have that behind you. Sure, some self-employed people do build a brand, but as a business owner, you have a little bit more control, in my opinion, and this is very important as an owner. So a lot of people get confused by the commission rules, and you have to have your broker, named on your signs and all your marketing. Absolutely, that's the case. That's the law. We're not here to mess with that. But if you can start to build your personal brand, this is something that can be very powerful to your business. And a lot of people kind of put that to the sideline and they think, my brand or my company's brand is absolutely number one. And, that's the reason that you are who you are. Well, that by definition is meaning you're self-employed, and truly you're maybe not even self-employed. You're an employee of that brand, and you're building that brand and using all your blood, sweat, and tears to build that brand and leaving your personal brand behind. And I got a news flash for you. If you're part of I enjoy being known in my town, or I love being number one in our town, I love being in that brokerage. That's not you. That's other people in your brokerage as well, building that brand. And so you're holding that brand to a standard because your brokerage fooled you. The honest truth is that if you step back and said, okay, I'm going to build my personal brand and I'm going to become number one, and you're going to compete at that level, you will win. And the truth is that if you looked at your transactions, which I will challenge you to do later, we'll talk about an exercise I want you to do. Most of the people are usually coming from your brand and want to work with you, and they don't even care. I've done 500 transactions in my real estate career. I guarantee you, if I asked all 500 of them, the more recent ones might have, understand eXp Realty, but they've all known, I've followed all the rules, it's been on all my contracts and everything. But if I asked them what brokerage I work for, I guarantee you they couldn't respond. At least 80 to 90% of them could not tell you the correct answer of the brokerage I was at when I was working with him. And that's because they don't care, right? They're working with Jeremy. They're not internet leads coming from somewhere. They're not saying, I want to list this luxury house, so I'm going to work with this brokerage. No, if they want to work with me, I provide the experience, and that's what matters. The next thing we love to hear from the gurus is I exited 10 businesses, or I did all this. So we must talk about, as a business owner, the ability to exit, right? And an exit strategy or an exit plan is absolutely important when we're talking about, being a business owner. Right? If you're self-employed, you probably don't have an exit strategy. You're probably looking for, your Roth IRA, and you're trying to build that up and you're doing it, but some years you don't do it and some years you do. Maybe you're looking at, getting into being a landlord and home ownership. The truth is the cash flow while you're leveraging other people's money is not super amazing. And so that's where we talk about revenue share in the eXp model. This video is not about exit or revenue share currently, but the exit strategy and the ability to have that just based on the ownership and the equity stock and the equity gain in your business by, I pay 5% of each commission towards company stock, as well as get awarded stock for doing different metrics and hitting different goals. But that ability to have that ownership and have that kind of forced savings account, so to speak, is absolutely nice. Then you factor on the revenue share, and I can have residual and passive income as long as, I live, and then I can will it to my family if I build that organization and I help other agents succeed. And the point is that I can help those other agents become business owners instead of being self-employed, and help them provide an exit strategy, changing other people's lives. And so as an exit strategy at a traditional brokerage, you got to go, outside, like I mentioned in the wealth quadrant. You got to go get those rentals. You got to maybe invest stock in, other companies or whatever. And you're taking all this money, that you're saving at your transaction brokerage. And I know you guys all do that, because I was there once where I took at least 50% of my commission and invested in my self-employed pension. Definitely not, right? So understand that the things that eXp has in place allow you to be a small business owner while being, licensed and having less, so to speak, headaches as an agent of the company and not being a broker owner. And so that's where it is. You could also be a broker owner. That's awesome. If that's your personality and you're a leader and you want to do that and you want to have your own thing, that's great. You can take on all the liability. You can take on you can be the IT leader, the accountant, the head marketer, the head trainer. You can deal with litigation. You can also deal with, auditing contracts, and you can build a nice residual income that way. You also have to pay rent every month and do all of those things. Where at eXp, you have an international business opportunity with no boundaries as far as, borders and states and MLSs and things for $85 a month. So that's a tailor-made exit strategy for somebody who wants to be a leader. And then you can come into the company, be a leader, and do the things you love to do, and maybe outsource or utilize the resources that the company has to help your brand and your business succeed, because you don't have to do everything and wear every hat as the broker. The beauty about eXp, I hear all the time, like, I don't want to recruit agents, I just want to sell homes. That's great. You can still sell homes. You can also have the opportunity to collaborate with other agents instead of recruit. The honest truth is, if you're going to build a successful brokerage as a managing broker, you're going to be recruiting and probably selling less houses than if you joined a brokerage like eXp, because you don't have to wear all the hats. So come to EXP, absolutely sell your houses. You can collaborate with other agents. You can, mastermind and do all of that. And you can bring other agents that you enjoy working with into your downline. It costs them nothing for you to start your residual income and your exit strategy. And then they're a part of something that's greater than themselves. And here we are, and they can become small business owners. And at the end of the day, if we're all small business owners with exit strategies, our lives are going to be pretty cool at 50 and 60. So do me a favor and take out a piece of paper right now, and I want you to look at all of your transactions. Maybe you have a CRM, maybe you don't, but take a look at all your transactions from the last 12 months. I want you to write next to every single transaction if that came from as a result of you being at your fancy dancy brokerage, or that became of a result of you and your sphere of influence and your marketing. Okay, I want you to do that, and I want you to really take a look at it and see, does your brokerage really matter? Are they giving you most of the deals? If you are, the only thing you're doing is paying probably a huge split on those deals if they're providing leads and doing that. But if they're your own personal brand, is your brokerage providing ownership opportunity, exit strategy, stock options, health insurance benefits, etc., in order to, offset maybe that money you save? Maybe you're a transaction shop and you're like, yeah, they're all mine, but I'm not paying the brokerage anything. That's great, but are you leaving some on the table because you're not taking advantage of the ownership opportunities? And are you in that group that the day that you quit chasing that next deal, you're going to be, unemployed? So you're going to go from self-employed to unemployed versus being a business owner, having the exit strategy and riding off in the sunset. Maybe when you're 45, maybe when you're 50, the opportunity is absolutely there to develop an exit strategy in a short amount of time at a brokerage like EXP. So got on my soapbox a little bit there. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. If you are so inclined, in the comments, I want you to put your transactions from the last 12 months and tell me how many came from, a result of your brokerage or a result of you. You can just do brokerage first. So if you did 10 deals last year and 9 of them came from yourself and 1 came from your brokerage, 1/9, we'll get it going. We'll see what it looks like. And I would love to have a conversation with you if you're interested in developing those exit strategies and being a part of something pretty special at the Wolf Pack. Jeremy Kane, eXp Realty, Real Estate Agent Playbook. Go win today. Bye-bye.